When C.K. Little opened his doors in downtown Corinth nearly 80 years ago, his plan was simple: deliver excellent service and exceed expectations. That's why we say a little gift goes a long way.
At Room to Room, our specialty is custom ordered upholstery. Get the furniture you want in the fabric and color selection. With our free design service, we won't let you make a mistake.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 6.
An absolutely beautiful day across North Mississippi, and we are starting our 6 o'clock broadcast with some eyes in the sky. This drone video shot by our chief meteorologist, Matt Lawpon. Of course, you know where it is. It's Moorville, the home of the troopers, and you can see those beautiful blue skies there in the background. Again, a fantastic look today, and a big shout out to Matt for collecting that for us to let us escape the studio and see what it's like a little bit outside. But nonetheless, welcome here to Mississippi Live Weather at 6. I'm meteorologist Gabe Maynard. Let's go ahead and get into the show. First thing we're going to be talking about, and this is the big headline I think we've all realized this afternoon, is the temperature change. We're talking 15 to 20 to, in some cases, 23 degrees different from this time yesterday. And yesterday didn't feel too bad in the afternoon, but that just shows you the warm air that's moving in, and that'll dominate our forecast as we head into the end of this week as well. So temperatures, they continue to climb as evident based off of what we just showed, but we're also counting down to spring. We have that official countdown here in just a moment, but we also have a look as we head into the spring season, what that entails for us here in North Mississippi, and where's all the rain? That's a golden question, especially with dry conditions dominating our area in the North Mississippi region. First 12, 59 degrees into the overnight hours, remaining in the low 40s. It's going to be a cooler evening, but not cold, just cool. So that means it's not going to be as bad as what we had today, and definitely not as bad as what we had on Monday. But we ask the question, where's the rain? Not in the next 12 hours. It's going to be a very dry pattern driven by this high pressure system that's giving us the drier air, but also giving us the beautiful blue skies. Might be a little bit hazy there in Smithville. We are dealing with some of that smoke working its way into Monroe County, from Clay County burning all the way from Oktibbeha County burning, just kind of moving in that northeast direction as that southwesterly wind moves into the area and drives it into, unfortunately, the folks there in Aberdeen, Smithville, Amory might be seeing some of that haze as well. Batesville, there's some of that low cloud cover that we have seen, but none of these clouds are going to be producing rain because dew points are only at 32 degrees, and that tells us everything we need to know in the fact that it's not going to rain anytime soon. 64 degrees though, a nice warm afternoon, perfect to get any of those outdoor plans done. And as we look out there towards Greenville, the sun is shining brightly. One of the best things I love about spring is the days start to get longer, meaning that we're not coming home in the pitch black. We're actually coming home and the sun still is not even on the horizon. So we get to enjoy some of those evening plans with some sunlight in store. So like I mentioned, high pressure still driving our forecast, taking this moisture out there towards the east and leaving us with this very dry pattern. But what we'll go over here in just a moment are these two high pressure systems interacting with one another and keeping us dry for a very extended period of time. So as we bring it back in to focus on North Mississippi for the next 12 hours, you can see that there might be a few clouds, but no rainfall in that forecast. And those clouds really going to be more hazy than anything, so it's not going to be producing anything that will block our beautiful skies. That continues into the 10 o'clock hour, and as we head overnight, southwesterly winds continue to build back some of those warm temperatures, and that's why we're a bit more mild for the start of our Thursday compared to where things have been. So again, not complaining whatsoever. I'm very glad it's warm. Some people might have differing opinions, but nonetheless, it feels fantastic and it looks fantastic too. That'll be the case for the start of our Thursday with plenty of sunshine. Once again, a beautiful sunrise should be in store. So go ahead and send those pictures in to our meteorologist Maggie McCauley there in the morning shows. I'm sure she'll showcase those and get all the looks in North Mississippi. The next 24, we're 42 to start. Take a look by the afternoon, mid-70s, back and better than ever for our Thursday. We get to enjoy even warmer temperatures as we get into those Thursday afternoon plans. Plenty of sunshine still intact, and that's going to make those forecasts go from here to here. Yes, off the screen. I did that for a reason because it's blowing it out of the water. It's definitely going to be a great end to the work week. We're tracking all the latest details here in the next 60 seconds. We're also going to be looking at that spring forecast, how we're heading into the new season. And I also got to talk to a couple of people, or a couple of folks earlier today, and they're going to join us and say hey to all of us here at Mississippi Live Weather. Stay tuned to who it is And some of you may know that's all coming up here on Mississippi Live Weather at 6 in the next 60 seconds.
After a storm, the damage is not always obvious. And if it's not documented correctly, it can cost you. With a decade of experience, we know exactly what to look for. Handle the inspection, claim support, and the roof. Storm season is coming. Make sure you have absolute restoration on your side.
Can I ask a few questions?
Yeah, sure.
Do you have any pets?
Yes, we have a dog, but she's little.
Do you have any unlocked guns around the house?
We do have a gun, but it's stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access. Appreciate you asking.
Yeah, of course.
This portion of Mississippi Live Weather is presented by Little's Jewelers.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynor.
Spring is right around the corner. Literally 1 day and 15 hours away as we count down to that March 20th morning, and we officially enter the most beautiful season of the year, but also the most sneeze-filled season of the year. Yes, allergies already attacking, but nonetheless, that countdown to spring is going to be highlighted with those spring-like temperatures already in store, and I guess it's a couple days early. We're 64 in Bruce, 65 Houston and Tupelo, and 67 Greenwood and Clarksdale. So everywhere this afternoon feeling fantastic, and definitely the plants are really enjoying it. 66 degrees there in Aberdeen. Like I mentioned, you're getting a bit of a haze there, especially there on the horizon. And that's a result of some of those smoke plumes that are working their way into the sky, with some of those actually getting some of those returns on our Mama Justice Doppler radar, which we'll look at here in just a moment. Winona, 66 degrees. And yeah, you're getting a little bit of that haze, some of those thin clouds there in the distance. But again, no clouds producing rainfall. And that's the big thing with what we're seeing tonight. And that haze even showing up there towards Alcorn County, Rienzi area looking south. We're 64 degrees, still getting those southerly winds, and that's what's building back some of that moisture and warm air. But yeah, the burning seems to be a theme today. I want to take it over to our Mama Justice Doppler radar, because one thing that is really cool about the forecast, oh, is it not going to let me? I don't know if the mouse will come back. Well, we will have to do that here in just a moment. That is interesting. I did not know that it blocked me. Yeah, okay, sweet. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the day planner. At 8 p.m., 55 degrees, 49 there by 10, and we're 46 there by midnight. Cloud cover going to be off and on overnight, but again, no rainfall attached to it, and we are staying dry for any of those evening plans that you may have. 7 p.m., getting the effects of high pressure, that southerly wind building back that milder air, so tonight, much more bearable. Still need to crank the heat and have maybe an extra layer by that morning commute, but not going to need to be as heavy as what it was on Monday. Those dry conditions around for our 6 a.m. commute there on Thursday, and should be a beautiful sunrise once again. But as you can see, low temperatures, they are still going to be cool. We're 42 in Tupelo, 43 Starkville, 47 Greenwood, 47 Clarksdale, South Haven, 45 Senatobia. So layer up, wind chill, not going to be much of a factor, so it doesn't make things worse. That's a great thing. And another great thing is the temperatures by the afternoon. 42 degrees by pickup. We're 74 towards drop-off. That's even warmer than what we've had today. And that positive temperature trend, I've shown it yesterday and today now, because that's the big story this week, is just that warmer air gradually working its way back into North Mississippi. So your future cast on your Thursday, not going to see much in the sky. Very minimal coverage, actually, so no rainfall, no clouds. So we're going to see that sunshine stick around for any of those afternoon plans. A little bit of a haze trying to form there, maybe a cloud or two, but honestly, I'm not even sold on that. That's how dry we're talking with this pattern. But high temperatures with the amount of sunshine we're going to be getting are going to climb significantly. We're 75 Water Valley, Bruce and Houston, 75 Starkville, Columbus and Vernon, and 72 up there towards Booneville. So a great afternoon to get some things done, maybe mow the yard after all of this rainfall that we've gotten. It should be a little bit drier to enjoy. I took the dogs on a walk today, and they got muddy, to say the least. They found the mud puddles. They're a special gift. As we look towards Friday morning, continues to be those dry conditions, and sunshine still will be in the forecast for the start of our Friday morning, wrapping up the work week, and it's going to be ending on a high note. It's I always love Friday forecasts that look like this. I mean, look at the morning lows. We're 52 Oxford, 50 New Albany and Boonville, 49 Bruce and Tupelo, same thing Columbus and Macon, but 54 Greenwood, Belzona, Greenville, Cleveland. It's going to be comfortable to start the day, and it only goes up from there. By the afternoon, you can see the amount of sunshine that we will be getting, still with that southerly wind building back some of that warmer air. So by the time we get into those afternoon hours, those temperatures are going to climb. And we're talking about a very warm forecast for any of those Friday afternoon plans. And while there may be a few clouds, no rain chances, and that's really going to allow those temperatures to increase. We're 81 Houston, Amory, Bruce, 82 Greenwood, Belzona, 83 actually showing up in Grenada. We're 78 Iuka and 79 in Corinth. That's the lowest, but I'm sure they're not complaining about having temperatures in the upper 70s. Definitely feeling like spring for the first day of spring on our Friday. As we look at those low temperature trends, you can just see the change. Mid-30s today, low 50s already by Friday, and that's where we'll sit into the weekend, into the start of next week, and even into midweek. So it's going to be a pretty consistent trend as we head into that spring season. And that's where I don't want to be the reason things go sideways early spring, but it does feel like we're entering a where, if you have planted, they should be able to start growing a little bit better. They're going to take advantage of some of this air as they love that warm weather and they love that sunshine. So this should be a good forecast for those plants to take advantage of. Even our high temperatures climbing into the 80s Friday, 85 by Sunday, potentially record setting by those first couple days of spring, and then into early next week, we're in the low to mid 70s and only going up from there once again. But what do you notice on our 7-day? No rain chances. There is not a drop when we're looking at that extended pattern. So this is a basically very limited rain chances to the point that there's basically none. And as we look at that, it's going to allow that warm air to linger around. So anything that you need to get done this next 7-day forecast, do it outside or get those outdoor plans done. Get that garden set up. I think that we're definitely at a point where I think it should be good to go. We will plant here soon. So this is me speaking, but I think that it's definitely spring. At least as close to it as we can get. Okay, I was looking in the chat, ready for spring, that is for sure. I am with you on that. I think everyone in North Mississippi, it's kind of a hot topic this time of year of like, do we want spring or do we want the cold? I feel like everyone's kind of exhausted when it comes to winter weather, but nonetheless, it's feeling like spring and it will continue to grow and into that spring season. We'll look at that breakdown of the next couple of days heading into our spring season coming up here in the next 60 seconds. So keep it here for the very latest and ask any questions that you may have as we head into the season. I'll be sure to answer what I can as we head into the next couple of minutes. So stay with us, ask those questions. We'll see you back here in 60 seconds.
What I thought was a complete life was nowhere near complete. But it is now.
Learn about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org.
Well, welcome back here to Mississippi Live Weather at 6. We're taking a look at those temperatures, and if you look out west, it's definitely feeling like spring. Warm air is dominating the area, and those temperatures are potentially record-setting. So a very dominant pattern out there as well, and that's, again, a result of high pressure. But if we look at that heat potential, I know we'll get over to North Mississippi in a second, but I'm showing you this because this is eventually going to move into the Mississippi area. Everything out west kind of working its way towards the east. Look at some of these ranges. We're talking potentially 100 in March. It is the desert, so it makes sense, but nonetheless, 100 degrees in March is just crazy, and definitely glad we're not talking 100 degrees. I want it to feel like spring, not summer just yet. But that high pressure system is aiding in those hot temperatures, and that's why this dominant ridging pattern matters, is because it's keeping things so dry and so warm out there towards the west. If we look out here towards the east, you can see that temperatures are remaining, it says below normal, but we're right on that cusp to where we're basically feeling around our average today. And that'll continue into parts of our Thursday, but that warmer air does eventually work its way towards the east. And that's why we're going to see things warm up. So the look ahead, we're not going to see much of rain. That is the one note with this pattern. But I want you to pay attention to kind of the movement of the atmosphere. So those northerly winds still working its way into North Mississippi, and that's keeping the dry air around and going to keep those cooler mornings around as well. But we do expect that high pressure system to gradually work its way towards the east, driving out this colder Canadian air and leaving us with some more usual spring-like temperatures as we get into those first couple days of spring. So again, there's a look at Thursday, and you can see how those gradient lines, those temperature gradients kind of working their way more towards the east, and that's where that warmer air will build in. We're not talking 100 degrees by any means, but temperatures in the 80s, those are definitely going to build back by the weekend and even by our Friday. So if you look at that day planner, we're 55 by 8, 49 by 10, and 46 by midnight. Now, I was talking to some folks today over at Moorville. They had me out, the kindergarten class had me out to come talk with them. They were an absolutely phenomenal crowd, but they wanted to talk to you guys as well. So they asked me to share a little video that they put together. The Moorville Troopers, they were so excited to say hey to everybody in North Mississippi. They were so excited to learn about the weather as well. As you can see, so many of them, I think there was over 100 in the class, and I think every single one of their eyes were paying attention through the entire time, which that's saying a lot from a kindergarten class. So appreciate them for having me out. They were such a great group, and really appreciate all their questions and everything that they had to say about their weather experience. And let me say this, they know how to stay safe in a tornado, and I think that's some things that folks in North Mississippi could take note on, is just how to stay safe when severe weather does strike. But they were phenomenal, and I really do appreciate them having me out, and I'm really glad to know that they are going to stay safe if and when severe weather does move in once again. So if you have any questions about severe weather, ask any of the trooper class of, what would that be? So that's 12 years from then, 12 years from now, will be 2038. I think that's right, class of 2038. Oh my word, oh my word. Puts it into perspective, right? Okay, so class of 2038, great getting to talk with you guys. And again, they were fantastic. So I hope that you guys had as good a time as I did. But again, can't wait to go back. And Matt was in Moorville today as well. So I guess Moorville getting some representation today. That is for sure. So, which rightfully so, the troopers, they're trooping. I don't know, it's the end of the 6th. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up because who knows what I'm going to say next. But hey to the troopers, and hey to everyone in the chat, and hey to everyone here on the Mississippi Live Weather app. I do hope if you have not done so already, go and download that free app today on iOS and Android. We've gotten several more downloads here recently as word has kind of spread of our platform and what we do, and we encourage you guys to spread the word as well, because we want everyone in North Mississippi to get the most accurate information first. And we promise to do exactly that here on Mississippi Live Weather, whether it's a sunny day like today, a warm day like tomorrow, or potential severe weather, which could happen later down the line, being that spring is right around the corner. So that's why we talk about getting those tools together. This is definitely a tool to stay safe. Our live shows, we'll be back at 10 o'clock on your Wednesday night. Well, I will be here. And I hope that you guys do join me. I love the company in the chat and talking the latest on the current conditions and what to expect going forward. And especially with us heading into the spring season, anything that you guys have to say, I will try to answer it and go into more detail about that spring outlook. So stay tuned, join us at 10, and we again thank you so much for the support. Hello to all of the troopers. I know they are still watching. I hope you guys do have a fantastic rest of the week. We'll see you back here at 10 o'clock live here from the Room to Room Weather Center.
By the time you see the symptoms of lung cancer, could be too late. Now there's a new scan that can detect lung cancer early. If you smoked, get scanned.
Even though Gabe grew up in Alabama, Mississippi has now become his home and his family. And one thing about Gabe is he keeps his family safe.